Coming up on today's show.
That's the biggest excuse when it comes to getting organized. It's I don't have the time. I have children, the kids have activities, I have to go to work, I'm taking care of my mom.
Usually I just need like a strong latte or something like that.
Yeah.
That gives me the energy I need. But
what I usually recommend for that is not to choose such a large project, or to take a large project and to break it down into small pieces.
Finding the time and energy to declutter today on Keeping You Organized. Hello and welcome to Keeping You Organized. Today we are going to make you declutter. Okay, you're saying, well, wait a minute. I don't have the time. I don't have the energy to do that. You have all kinds of excuses, but we're going to help you overcome that. And we're going to bring on Maria Gracia from Get Organized Now. Maria, welcome back to Keeping You Organized.
Thank you, John. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, we've talked about several different topics with you, and people can go to our podcast page to see those. But today, this one kind of intrigues me because you're tying in this process of decluttering with time and energy. What's up with that?
You know, so many people, that's the biggest excuse when it comes to getting organized. It's I don't have the time. I have children, the kids have activities, I have to go to work, I'm taking care of my mom, etc. There's just not enough time in the day. And I think automatically people think they can't get organized because they can't figure out how to fit it in. And as far as energy, that kind of goes hand in hand, because if you have a really busy life, then you're tired and, you just came home from a long day of work and maybe you don't feel like clearing the closet out right now. So sometimes we just need a little motivation and a couple of tips to help find the time in the day.
Usually I just need like a strong latte or something like that.
Yeah.
That gives me the energy I need. But all right, so where do you want to start with this? How should we start with the time aspect of it and some of those
Sure.
excuses and how you overcome them?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. When it comes to time, I think very often people put projects off because they feel like, well, I can start it, but I can't finish it. And if I can't finish it, that's going to be disappointing. So what I usually recommend for that is not to choose such a large project, or to take a large project and to break it down into small pieces. So maybe instead of organizing your entire pantry, maybe you're just going to go through it on day one and get rid of anything that has an expiration date on it. And then maybe you'll come back on another day and maybe you'll start organizing all the bakery items near the bakery items, all the canned items near the canned items. So it doesn't have to be a huge to-do. It can be done in 5-minute spurts. This is kind of something that I do every night. I take 10 minutes out of every night and I have like a bucket full of little organizing things that I want to get done. And I just pick one that I know is only going to take me 10 minutes and I do it and I feel good and it's done. And I don't have to feel like, oh, I have to complete everything on my list. I can just do this one little thing in this 5 or 10 minutes of time. And I'm a little more organized today than I was yesterday.
Okay, well, there must be a system around that. Do you have it in your planner or do you have it at a certain time every day? I mean, what's getting you to actually do that 5 minutes?
Yeah, so I do have a time every day. My husband and I always sit down to watch something on TV around 9:30 or so, give or take, depending on my daughter's activities. So, 9:30, I want to get it done before that, because if I don't, then I don't allow myself to sit down at 9:30. So about 9:15, what I do is I have this I don't do it on computer because then I have to actually make sure my computer's on and that whole thing. I have written down all of these little jobs that I wanted to do. So let's say, my office closet is kind of turning into a disaster. I might write down clean off shelf in office closet. Or if I want to, maybe something stained, on one of my walls and I want to run a Mr. Clean Magic Eraser or something over it, I might put that in a slip of paper. So when 9:15 rolls around, I just kind of pick a slip of paper and I just do whatever is on that paper. And it's kind of fun because I never know exactly what it is, and no excuses if it's something I don't want to do.
Yeah. So what's holding the pieces? So you have each little piece of paper and you have like something holding it?
I'm in a little basket.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a little basket. And they can be really, really tiny, Post-it note size or index cards or anything like that. Right. But kind of just gives it a more random thing. And plus, if my daughter's home, and she doesn't have an activity, she gets to do that with me, which she's always really
Yeah.
excited about, as you can imagine. But
Yeah.
but she does get it done.
Yeah,
So
I'm thinking about my kids, they would like say, they'd pick it out of the basket and say, no, I don't want to do it.
yeah,
Yeah,
she
you do
sometimes
it.
will bargain with me to trade.
Yes.
I'll take yours if you'll take mine, and I
Right.
usually let her do that. So.
Yeah. Now, is this part of another organizing system or something where you've got your daily task list and your calendar and all that? Is this kind of like the little short task kind of thing, or do you
Yeah.
name it anything?
Yeah, these are all projects that I can get done within 10 minutes or less. It's like just my evening task bucket,
Okay.
basically, or task basket. And it's not really things that I would put on my calendar.
Mm-hmm.
On my calendar, I might put more project type things, like if I have to research an insurance projects or something. But these are smaller tasks that I have to get done. But even if it's like, we want to really get the kitchen organized and we know we're not going to have a whole weekend to do it, I might just put, just do one kitchen cabinet
Yeah.
on the slip of paper. And, it'll take me 10 minutes, empty it out, clean it out, put the stuff back in. So,
Okay, how many little slips of paper are in there right now, just out of curiosity?
in mine, I have maybe 20
Oh,
or
wow.
so, but you can have as many as you want. It works really well for husbands too. My girlfriend actually she calls it her honey-do basket. She doesn't actually do anything in the basket, but anything she wants her husband to do, she will put on the slip of paper and he picks
Yeah.
every night. So
But the rule is it's got to be under 10 minutes, right?
yeah, it really, and if it's not under 10 minutes, it can be broken down into 10-minute projects. So you may have something that you look at it and you say, well, that's going to take a half an hour. Well, that's no good then. Then you need 3 slips of paper, breaking that project down into 3 pieces.
That's great. Well, I just pulled a slip of paper out and it says we got to take a quick break. So we're going to do that. And when we come back, we're going to get into more of these tips of time and energy, lack of it, that's keeping us from decluttering with Maria Gracia. And we'll be right back. Now there's a place just for you. Life can be busy and you still have to keep it all together. That's why you like to be organized and in control. Introducing MyOrganized.life, a special place where you can get ideas and solutions to organize what's important to you, your important papers, your important decisions, your important life events. We show you the ideas and products to stay organized in your life. See what's new. Stop by and say hello. Visit us at any time at www.myorganized.life. It's just for you. MyOrganized.life by Smead. Find us at www.myorganized.life. MyOrganized.life. We're back now on Keeping You Organized, talking about tips for how to declutter when you have the excuses of, I don't have time and I don't have the energy. And we've been talking about time so far. So we've got the little tip, the daily task basket. I kind of like that idea. It's nice. I don't know how do you feel when you have 20 sheets of paper in there, though? Do you feel like you're not getting everything done? And does it keep growing, or does it ever get down to like when you have 2 or 3 pieces of paper in there?
After a while, maybe in the beginning, it might feel a touch overwhelming, but I always say, like, don't actually look in the basket, just kind of reach your hand in and grab one, and then you can't see how much is in there. But what you could do if you're looking to see how much you actually are getting done is every time you finish something on one of those little sheets of paper, you can get a magnet and put it on your refrigerator because, once you see 8, 10, 12 of those on your fridge, you can actually see, oh yeah, I am getting stuff done. I'm getting a lot done. And what does it really matter how much is in the basket? There's always tomorrow. Right. And as long as you're doing something every day, every other day, you're getting stuff done. So,
well,
yeah.
I love that tip. Okay, so what other tips for people who don't have time to declutter? What can you give them?
Yep. Okay, so the other thing that we do in my house is we try not to do everything in solo mode, oh, I have to pick up my kid. Oh, I have to do the wash. I have to do the laundry. And then all of a sudden, all of the weight in the household is on me. So really important to kind of share the workload with a spouse, with your kids. Kids can do so much, even if they're only 3 or 4 years old. You can't even imagine what these kids can do because they act like they can do nothing sometimes, but they can do a lot. And then, delegating to what? To maybe technology. Maybe like this thing I'm doing is taking so much time. Maybe my computer can do this. Or, maybe my voicemail can field my calls for a while. Maybe I can hire somebody to do something. We just recently called a handyman in town. Our dryer broke down. My husband was going to take the time to fix it. And it was like, that's going to take you so much longer than it would cost us to find somebody. And he was concerned that it was going to cost a lot of money. But there's a lot of handymen in
Right.
the area, handy women, whichever, that can come over and do it for a fraction of probably what you think it could be done for. I usually would just post a message on Facebook to my friends,
Mm-hmm.
do you know somebody will do this? Sometimes it's not even a professional handyman.
Right.
Sometimes it's your neighbor down the block who knows how to work the dryer.
Well,
So,
yeah, and sometimes they need that one special tool that you don't
yeah,
have, right? So
yeah,
that makes all the
absolutely.
difference in the world.
Absolutely. So, I'm always of the mind of, if you're really pressed for time, sometimes it's worth that extra couple of bucks
Mm-hmm.
to pay somebody to do it. Cleaning services out there, always looking for extra work. And again, it doesn't have to be a professional service necessarily. It could be some neighbor down the block who's looking for a couple of extra, dollars to
Right.
pay for her kid's college fund or something.
Right.
So,
Or if you put it out on Facebook, it'll get you a chance to see one of your friends too.
yeah,
So,
exactly, exactly. Then you can get less done.
yes. Okay. Any other tips in the time category that you have for helping
Yeah,
us come over that objection, I guess?
yep, definitely. So, one of the time things that is really big is we put things off. We procrastinate. Just for an example, like my daughter does not like to practice piano. She
Mm.
just doesn't like to do it. And she will complain about it for, I don't know, a half an hour. And she really only has to practice for 10 minutes. So sometimes it's just kind of getting in the mindset, am I spending so much time procrastinating on this that I could actually just pick it up and get it done? You know, um, Sometimes you just need a little bit of an incentive to
Yeah.
do something. I won't watch TV until I get this done, or I won't call my mom and, have that phone call until I do this, or I won't get on Facebook until I
Right.
do this. That little incentive sort of thing.
Well, taking
Stop.
away their iPad works too. But
Yeah,
unfortunately, sometimes you have to take it away every night because it's like, will you clean the kitchen now?
right, right,
Just wait. It'll be
exactly.
1 minute. I'll be right there. Half hour later.
Exactly.
Oh my
Well,
goodness.
it's kind of an interesting thing with my daughter. What we've done, because she will put off everything. The just do it. Her shirt
Hmm.
should say just do it later because she is the biggest procrastinator there is. But what we've done is we came up with a whole list of chores for her. So one of the chores might be make your bed. She doesn't like making her bed. And another one might be get the bathroom back to the condition I had it in before you started. So I have 10 of these points on a sheet of paper, and I have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday on it with little check boxes next to each. So every night when she comes home from school, 4 or 5 o'clock, depending on what activity she has on, she has to do her stuff, and she doesn't get to play with her iPad and all that until she's got this stuff done. And we're not talking anything major here. She could probably finish it all in 15 minutes.
Mm.
Um, as she's doing it, she has to check off Monday, I made my bed. Monday, I cleaned the bathroom counter off. When it's all done, she kind of brings it to me all checked off, which is good. And then she gets to do whatever she wants to do. And we've tied that into her allowance at the end of the week. So basically, she gets 20 cents for everything that she's completed.
Hmm.
So she can earn herself up to, she's 13 years old now. So she can earn herself up to, $12, $15, depending on how,
Nice.
yeah, which is nice. And plus, then I know I'm never taking my wallet out when we're going to the mall. She's always asking me, can I have this? Can I have that? It's like, see if you have enough of money in your allowance. So it's all kind of tied in to a life lesson. And she doesn't love it, but she does it.
Right. Oh, that sounds like a great tip. Now, I understand you're working on a new project, or you just came out with it in January. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so the product, I usually stick really closely to getting organized.
Hmm.
That's my main core subject. But I just came out with a product called Glow, and that stands for Get Healthy, Lose Weight, Outshine Yourself, and Wake the Wow. And basically, it is a program to help you lose weight, stay fit, eat healthy, have nice skin, anything like that. And it's No shakes, no supplements, nothing like that. It's all based on healthy eating, exercising, finding time to exercise, making recipes that are very quick. I have a bunch of dance videos in it that I choreograph myself because I'm a Zumba instructor.
Oh,
That's my
wow.
hobby. It's my hobby job. But it's a whole program that we put together. Facebook support, the whole shebang. So our customers are loving it right now, and we're so excited about it. And we tie it into getting organized because organizing your health is a huge deal when it comes to getting organized.
Yeah, why don't you give your website out too so people know how they can connect with you?
Yeah, the website is getorganizednow.com.
Okay, great. Well, that brings me up to the second piece of this, which was the energy part, but we're going to have to wrap this podcast up, and we'll do that in our next episode if you're willing to come back.
Absolutely. Can't wait.
Great. Well, we'll get to the second half of this, folks. We've kind of done the time part. Maybe there's even a few more tips with that, but we'll hit that plus the energy side next time with Maria Gracia here on Keeping You Organized.